Welcome to episode 7 of Carolyn and Friends. Carolyn is making some progress, and in this episode we should see her get a little closer to her goals. She's hired gardeners to look after her tiny garden. There's only enough work for one gardener. She's only got about 6 plants, but not to worry. She might as well have someone take care of them for her, that way they won't die from being neglected, which is what would have happened otherwise. Carolyn really doesn't have time for gardening at the moment. This is her home lot. It's only a tiny little greenhouse. Oh, and there's the raccoon. I always try to get a picture of the raccoon if I see it. The reason being, I was convinced that the raccoon wasn't in my games because I never saw it. But now I'm proving with almost every game that it actually is there. That one looks like it's got a sore foot or something. It seems to be limping. Well, here's Carolyn at work. She's at the beach being a lifeguard, running up and down the beach. Looks like there's not very many swimmers there, so she won't be very busy at this point. Here's somebody coming. Maybe they will come to the beach and go swimming. Or maybe they'll just pass straight by. Looks like she's found somebody to give CPR to. There's a few more people at the beach now. That Christopher Collins, I think his name is, he's often at the beach, isn't he? We saw a lot of him with the Isle of Paradiso bunch in the early stages, and we tend to see him at the beach quite often. He's one of the few townies in Isle of Paradiso that I actually recognise. You got a drowning sim there, Miss Carolyn. So she was lying down on a towel, relaxing, but she's going to run now. Fortunately, she's a bit better at getting into the water than she used to be. $424 Somalians for that rescue. One of the dregs up there floating around. Their ghost family, they all died from drowning. They live in a houseboat nearby. I never forget the time a year or so ago when I was playing a different sim in the lifeguard career, and they decided to rescue a human sim rather than one of the ghosts when they were both drowning at the same time. And the ghost came out of the water and slapped my lifeguard sim for not rescuing him in time. What's she going to do? CPR or rescue from drowning? Anybody can do CPR, but in this game we don't have any extra sims in the household, so it's all up to Carolyn. Looks like she's decided to do the CPR first. Now another sim at the beach wants CPR. Fortunately, she's decided to rescue the one from drowning before she does the other CPR. The other one wanting CPR might just get up and walk away. They often do that. It doesn't count towards rescues, the CPR, only the rescuing from drowning. She's got to rescue 50 sims from drowning. I have no idea how many she's already rescued. See that sim just got up from the beach and jumped into a boat. He decided he didn't need CPR after all. Another drowning sim. Carolyn's onto it. Oh, that's one of the dregs. a ghost. I mean, she's already dead from drowning, but she still likes to be rescued quite regularly. I think it was her husband, the Dreg, that smacked my sim that time years ago for not rescuing him in time. So here's Carolyn. She's finished work, she's relaxing at home, and now she's getting some sleep. I've decorated her bedroom with things to give her enough to have a +40 beautifully decorated moodlet while she's asleep. So now she's at the festival. I think she's come here to pick some flowers. She's a bit short of funds. I'm trying to play Carolyn's game without actually cheating. And so she will have to actually earn the money or get the money herself somehow to pay for things. If I do ever have to cheat money for her, she will have to pay it back. Treat it like a bank loan. Wonder if she's going to answer that phone. Probably not. And now she's off at the library reading charisma books. This counts as working towards her career. So whatever advancement she does here in charisma will actually improve her job performance, and it will actually increase the amount of job performance she's done. I think it actually increases her job performance more than running around on the beach does when she's actually at work. So she's at a different beach today. I think she might be about to start doing the lifeguard run. I got her to do that new run as soon as she was able to. She's got 2 Sims drowning all at the same time. This is going to be interesting. That's one run. So she's going to swim all the way back to the beach. Will she give him CPR first before she goes back for the other one? Carolyn, you've got a drowning sim. I know she wants. I bet she's just waiting to be thanked. So this guy's going to either drown or get out of the water. She's going to miss this one for sure. I know she's going to run now. There it is, 555. She must have increased her career level. She must be at a different level now. She's getting paid more for each rescue. Bit of CPR up on the beach. There's that really annoying paparazzi. He annoys me because he was supposed to tell her about Refuge Island and he refused to. And then the game strangely gave her a different sim to ask about Refuge Island. Maybe being a paparazzi wasn't consistent with giving information to Sims for adventures. I don't know why it happened. Plus 92. Must be 92 for a CPR. It's an interesting windmill there in the distance. So she's finished work and now she's set off to go and relax beside a pool somewhere. I don't quite know where she is. Little fishing spot. I don't think there's enough information here to give us any clue as to where she's actually gone to. It could be one of the hidden islands that she's found. Back at work another day. Got horses on the beach this time. It's a tourist. And Carolyn's doing the run up and down the beach. She's found somebody to have a chat with. That tourist was okay. He's gone to sleep now in his towel. He'll probably get fried in the sun. Looks like Christopher Collins back again on the right. That's that resort behind the beach. That's where she stayed to walk on the hot coals because she had to do that as part of her quest to find Refuge Island. She hasn't found Refuge Island yet. She still needs to fight a shark. Although it looks like he needs CPR. I think it's Christopher Collins, but I'm not sure. So she'll have to go diving at some stage during this episode to see if we can get her to fight that elusive shark. There's also a badge that I'm trying to get. I've been trying for a few years now. And so far, I've actually had the sim do the fight 3 sharks, or beat 3 sharks in a fight, is the badge. And I've had it happen a couple of times, but I've never got the badge. And that is one of the badges that she has to get for me. For Island Paradise. But this is the first time I would have tried for that badge with a single sim household, although no one has said to me that that badge requires a single sim household. If I get it with her, it'll make me wonder if that could be the case, because several other times I've got a sim to do that, beat 3 sharks in a fight, and there's always been other sims in the household, and I haven't had the badge awarded. That bloke looks like he's going to start drowning, but maybe I'm just being hopeful. If you can hear faint far-off guitar music, I don't think you will be able to hear it. It's in the next room. That's my son practicing. These days I never know if it's something that he's learning or something that he's written and is learning. He's written a lot of songs in the last year or so. That white horse looks nice, but I don't like it when there's horses on the beach. It always scares me that they might be able to walk on a sim or something, but I don't think horses can trample sims, can they? I don't play with horses very often, I don't know much about them. Obviously I'll have to include them in a video one day, so I can learn about horses. It's a beautiful sunny day. I think that houseboat in the distance there is the one that Dregs live in, but I could be wrong. The Dregs are the ghosts that she has to keep rescuing from drowning again, over and over again. And they don't like it if you don't rescue them. I'm hoping that when she rescues the Dregs, that counts towards her 50 rescues. Because remember, this game is all about getting badges. And that is the only purpose for the game, is to get badges. So we're going to be totally driven by what is required to be done in order to get the next set of badges. At the moment, we are working solely on badges that relate to Island Paradise. And I think there's about 6 of them that I had to get, and that Carolyn has got the job of getting for me. Once we've got the Island Paradise badges, we're going to work on the University Life badges, which means she could end up going to university. A university is something I know very little about. I've sent one sim to university when the University Life expansion pack was first released, That sim stayed there for about 1 week, and that's it. I haven't ever gone back to the university world. So all I know about university is what I read in the forums. So once we start working on the badges from the university life, and if she needs to go to uni, well, we'll go and we'll see what I can find out. It's all about doing new things. Yeah, that's Christopher Collins she's talking to now. He's usually walking around in those work clothes. He lives in a house near the festival lot in the middle of town. And he's got a wife and a toddler. And there might be another child as well, I don't remember. Looks like a little dog down there. There's a few members of the Collins family, I just don't know them all yet. I've just learnt to recognise Christopher Collins because of the amount of time we needed to chase him up in the Isla Paradiso bunch videos. We did all of these badges, or not all, but most of these badges when I was playing that game for the Isla Paradiso bunch, but they were never awarded. And I recently learned that the badges that I succeeded in completing the achievements for but didn't get awarded are all badges that you need to have only one sim in the household for the badge to actually work. Because apparently it doesn't matter which sim finds an island, for example, it just gets randomly allocated to one of the sims in the household. So the only way to get a sim to find all of the islands is to have only one sim in the household. Because even if you get that one sim in a multi-sim household to find, and you get one of those sims only to find all of the islands, you still won't get it awarded. Or it might happen rarely. It's a matter of chance. Probability theory says it should happen occasionally. Don't know what the chance of it would be. But it would generally not happen because the island is allocated to a random sim, from what I've been told. So she just got another drowning rescue. Looks like she's got a suntan. I found that getting the badge for being tanned for 3 days in a row was impossible for me to get from the sim just by sunbaking outside. But I did get it in another game recently, and it was when I was playing the original game for Oscar and Louise. And I will add that sunbaking that Louise did to get me the badge into the videos when I do them with her. At this point, Oscar and Louise story in the videos, Oscar and Louise haven't actually met. We've just had, Louise has just been born, and we've got one more episode before she leaves town and meets up with Oscar in the next following episode. So at the moment in my Oscar and Louise videos, Louise is a baby. And she was born as a twin. She actually has a twin sister. But I'm not going to include her twin sister or her parents in the game or in the videos once Louise moves to Hidden Springs, because she's just going to leave home and cut all ties with her family, because she was born into a pretty awful family. So we've got another drowning sim, and Carolyn is too busy talking on the beach. Talking's good because she needs to develop her charisma skill that increases her career, advancement in her career, but she does have to rescue sims from drowning. Yes, I'm quite excited about Oscar and Louise when they get together. It'll take a while because they took a while to get to know each other, before I got the brilliant idea that they should get married and have lots of babies. So it'll be a couple of episodes before they actually get married, but that will happen. So she's heading off now to Mermaid's Deep. We're going to do some diving. Carolyn's about to go diving now. There's Triton King. And he's got a tail, so we must have met up with him before in an earlier video. Hoping that he will take her to Mermaid's Secret Island. Looks like he doesn't really want to chat with her. He's gone off. As soon as he saw it, he just started swimming away. Trying to get her to have a chat with him. So that two things, she'll increase her charisma skill, but more importantly, she will become friends with him, and he might, just might, take her to Mermaid's Secret Island. Because she's got to find 5 islands to get that badge. And it's one of those badges that require a single sim household. So we can't move any friends into her household until she's got that island. So the sooner one of these mermaids decides that she's pretty good at sim and she needs to find the island, and we'll take her there. But it's one of those chance things. It's a fairly good chance that they will do it. Say that they will do it eventually. But how many times is she going to have to die before somebody does take her to the island? That's the question. I want it to happen soon, so we can move on and move friends in. But it might take a long time. They do seem to be quite happy there chatting together. There's no red signs and minus signs above their heads. Triton King is the mermaid that my witch in the Isla Paradiso bunch took DNA sample from and created a clone. So there's a toddler in the Isla Paradiso bunch that's a clone of Triton King. And that's Triton King there now. I don't think little Terry inherited his clone's scales though, scale colour. Hello, we're back at work. This is another day. Obviously she didn't get the island from Triton King on that occasion. She's up there giving CPR on the beach. She's actually rescued quite a few Sims from drowning in this episode. I think I've lost count of them, but I think there was about 6 so far. So if she keeps it up at that pace, we might get that badge fairly quickly. But it is episode 7. There's a drowning sim. Come on, Carolyn. She lifts her knees up high there to run into the water. She's really getting that lifeguard movement down now. Those boats are a bit dangerous. I think it would be terrifying to be drowning like that and have the lifeguard there in front of you holding onto that floaty and just hanging onto it and watching you drown and I'd be wondering, is it ever going to be given to me? How am I ever going to stay afloat? That woman's often in the boat. So here she is back at home having a sleep. And now she's had a sleep and she's gone diving again. Is she going to get into a shark fight? Or is she going to meet up with Triton King or one of the other mermaids and be taken to Mermaid's Secret Island? We need a shark fight more than anything else at the moment, because she's got to fight that shark before she will find Refuge Island. We're still trying to get Refuge Island. There's been 7 episodes, and the whole 7 episodes she's been on this quest to find Refuge Island. She's done a whole lot of different things, like walked on hot coals, gathered some kelp and delivered it. I think that might be a very dangerous situation. According to that thing up the top left-hand corner of the screen, this is going to be a fight, and it is. That's a shark fight. She's going to either win it or lose it. And if she wins it, we're going to report in to the science facility. Except she needs to fight 3 sharks to get me that badge. So I might keep her here if she wins this fight. And also, when they have a shark fight, they get a shark tooth. And that is very valuable. She won. Excellent. So that's 1 shark she's had a fight with. I'm going to see if we can get her to fight 2 more sharks before I get her to report in. Of course, if she dies, maybe I should save it, because if she dies, we'll lose all our progress. But I think she might have a death flower in her inventory, so if she's got a death flower, she'll be fine, because Grim Reaper won't take her. He's too addicted to death flowers. Of course, he might have enough death flowers on the day and not need another one. It's a treasure chest. I wonder if she can open that. I could be wrong, but I think we're getting very close to the end of this video. It's sort of like time to stop. So I do hope you've enjoyed it. Next video, we're on for 2 more shark fights early in the video. So she's got something out of that treasure chest. It was 2,000 simoleons and 5 diamonds. So that'll be useful. And so that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Bye bye for now. Happy simming.